guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you three Christmas DIYs that have that high-end look. So let's get started. For the first one, I am using this piece of burlap table runner, and I'm going to cut it in half because I want to make placemats. I already have several of placemats like this. But I'm going to add a couple more to it. This table runner came from burlapfabric.com. I will have it linked down below. And I'm also using all of this fabric that came mostly from Dollar Tree, except the plaid one from the red plaid one. That one I just had on hand from a different project. And I'm also going to use a red piece of burlap, and I'm just going to take the thread out because I need it for to be part of the project. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this lid from my candle holder, from the actually Bath and Body candle, and I'm going to, after I'm done cutting the burlap in half, I'm going to trace it around and make kind of like an ornament out of it. I'm going to repeat this process with all three different pieces of the material. I also want to mention that this video is part of my monthly DIY challenge that I host every month, obviously. That's why it's called monthly. So make sure you check out the playlist, which will be linked down below for all the other channels that are participating. You will for sure get tons of DIY ideas for your Christmas decor. For this car fabric, the red car fabric, I just try to center the form over the car so that way I have a full car in the ornament that I cut out. So here I'm just pulling out the thread. I need 3 pieces for this. And I'm also going to cut 3 pieces of this twine and make bows out of it. If you're stopping by my channel for the very first time, my name is Sonja, and this is my DIY channel where I create all sorts of different types of DIYs, from dollar store to trash to treasure to furniture makeovers. So if this is something that interests you, make sure you press that red subscribe button and a notification bell so you don't miss out any of my future uploads. Now I am ready to position my ornaments on this piece of burlap, and I play around to see where I want them to go, and then I use hot glue to glue them on. You can use fabric glue as well. Hot glue is obviously faster. And then I use this string. So I'm gluing these pieces of string to make them look like they're hanging off of something. And then to complete the project, I add the bows to the top of the ornament. for my next project, I had cut up these pieces of wood. I just had one piece of wood and I cut it in half and then just angled my saw and cut peaks. And you will also need some sort of wood. I am using end pieces of a branch or these wood slices from Dollar Tree. I also have these stars that I had in my stash, and they are beads, star beads, but I'm not loving the color of them, so I will be painting them with red and gold and some more of that twine and hot glue. So the first thing I'm gonna do is paint those stars and set them aside so they dry. Next, I make a loop from the twine and glue it on top, and then I take the twine and loop it all around the piece of wood to cover the whole thing, adding hot glue here and there just to keep it in place. And once that's finished, I glue the tree to the pieces of the wood slices. Now the ones from the Dollar Tree, as you saw, I glued together just to add more height to it. And the last thing that I do is hot glue the stars to the top. Now, another color that I thought after I painted it with golden or red would be almost like a tin color or the galvanized look. I think that star would look really, really nice on top. For this project, I am using pine cones from my stash, and I'm also using the wood slices. I also glued the pine cones onto the wood slices from the Dollar Tree. And then I wasn't sure whether I was going to use these bells or these red dots. I don't know what this is called. It's like a vase filler, or with the berries. I did end up decided to use the berries because I also wanted to use the white and gold berries. So that way I've created 3 different looks. So I take apart the berries now because it's styrofoam and glue. Some of them ripped off, but don't worry, I will fix it at the end. And when you're working with styrofoam and glue, you don't want to hold the glue gun too long on top of the berry because you will melt it. So I just put little blobs of glue all over the pine cones, and then I go around and put the berries. That way the glue had a little bit of time. Wait for it to cool off. Then what you can do is you can add a bit of ribbon on top or twine to hang it up, or what I'm gonna be using is for the trees and the pine cones. I thought they will look awesome on my tier tray as fillers. Now some of the berries, the color does rip off a little bit, but that's okay because at the end I just add a touch of paint just to cover it up. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you check out that description in the description box for the playlist for all your other Christmas DIY ideas. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.